The Pertwee era of Doctor Who marks the show's biggest change, but this one would be 10 times more impactful than all the others. Not the new Doctor, but the change to colour television, a technology that had been in use since 1967, but not rolled out onto Doctor Who until 1970. Finally we can see Doctor Who how it was meant to be, in their full glory. This story is also the only one in 33 years to be shot on 16mm film, as all the regular camera crew were on strike, because they felt that they weren't being paid enough. And the film camera crew were in a different union. So, bugger the unions, I guess. But anyway, we're not here to talk about any of that. We're here to talk about Spearhead from space. So let's get right into it. One man enters, another man leaves. Well, falls. Now the Doctor is exiled to Earth. He no longer has control of the TARDIS, meaning he truly is stuck there. And I don't just mean in the middle of the woods. Within the first few minutes we establish our villain, our new companion, and our new setting. The Doctor being exiled to Earth in the 1970s gives the production team a unique opportunity, a way to expand upon UNIT. Headed by Nicholas Courtney's The Brigadier, UNIT first appeared in the second Doctor story, The Invasion, meaning that now we have a way to link this brand new era to the previous. The Doctor is taken to hospital by UNIT and creates an uproar. Every department is at each other's necks thinking that they're playing jokes on each other, because how can there be an alien with two hearts in their hospital? Most interesting thing to happen to Essex, I guess. Of course, the Doctor being the Doctor straight after regeneration is currently high on it, so keeps asking for his shoes.
What are you doing?
Shoes, let's find my shoe.
No, you can't do that. Come on.
I'm handling that.
What's happening?
I'm trying to get out of bed.
What?
The situation is top priority. The men guarding the TARDIS are issued live ammunition, and the Brigadier is keeping it all hush-hush.
I know nothing about a man from space.
Then why are you here, sir?
Training exercise.
Only problem is, it's not the same man. At least appearance-wise, that is.
Do you know him?
What? No, I thought I might do, but he's a complete stranger. I've never seen him before in my life.
Lethbridge Stewart. My dear fella, how nice to see you again.
He knows you, sir.
At Unit HQ, Liz Shaw arrives, played by Caroline John. She's been summoned for a job offer since she's highly intelligent in many fields, the perfect scientific advisor. When the brig mentions aliens, she doesn't take him seriously.
Alien invaders? Little blue men with 3 heads.
10 tons of alien material drift through space and land on this planet every day.
And do no harm to anyone.
But then she realises he hasn't cracked a smile the whole time she's been there. One field Liz is proficient in is meteorology, which is particularly important since recently there's been a rather peculiar shower, one that flew in formation and was picked up by a local poacher, Sam Seeley. Unfortunately for him, these meteorites contain the Nestine consciousness, a malleable hive mind species hell-bent on invasion. Why? Well, to absorb plastic, of course, a material that they themselves can control. Back at the hospital, the Nestines are alerted to the Doctor's presence and attempt to kidnap him, failing to do so, which ends in him being shot.
Who's there? Who told you to fire, you stupid?
Imagine this is the first cliffhanger in colour. Doctor Who being shot right in front of you. No fake out, was he not shot? No, he really was. Kids must have been traumatised. Anyway, the Nestines are led and sort of embodied by the Auton Channing, played by Hugh Burden, which, saying it now, makes it sound a bit like Huge Burden. Channing is by far one of the creepiest villains I've ever seen. The way he lifelessly creeps around in the background is just spine-chilling. Channing has taken over a plastics factory for the Nestines and hypnotised the owner. The factory itself is also very creepy. I can't imagine being a young kid who played with dolls and seeing just how they're made. It's honestly horrific. I said just before that Channing is an Auton. Autons are essentially the foot soldiers of the consciousness. Being made of pure plastic and having the ability to look like human beings means that they can easily work as the Nestine's representatives, particularly in infiltration. Their goal currently is to fully assemble all of the energy units, as they're part of the Nestine. Unfortunately, Mr. Seeley has one of them, meaning he is now a target. At the hospital, the doctor has woken up, and badly needs a shower.
Yes, it was rather unfortunate.
Sealing a man's clothes in the process and assembling his outfit. Also unlucky for the man is that his car doesn't need keys to start, so of course the doctor steals it. He heads down towards Unit HQ and properly introduces himself, but Lethbridge Stewart is still sceptical. Over at the factory, military man General Scobie is looking at his Madame Tussauds-like duplicate, except this one is made of plastic instead of wax. The Nestines plan to duplicate key figures in society, the military, Westminster, every powerful position they can think of. At the same time, a former partner of the factory has been kicked out, enters his former workshop, and we get this scene. The Autons are just so creepy. Only if you look extremely closely would you even notice that this is a person in a costume, not a mannequin. Incredible. My only issue with the Autons is the way that they move. They're just too fluid, too smooth. It doesn't feel like plastic rubbing against other plastic bits. But this is something that will be rectified later. The former partner, Mr. Ransom, no, not a captain anymore, manages to escape, making contact with Unit and alerting them to the factory. The Doctor tricks Liz into getting him his TARDIS key, allowing him to take off. Unfortunately, though, he's still in exile. The Doctor truly is trapped.
Just testing.
They head out towards the factory but get into a skirmish along the way. An Auton has found Seeley's meteorite, but it's scared off, giving it the perfect opportunity to kill Ransom, disintegrating him.
Destroy. Total destruction.
What a wonderful effect. The brig gives General Scobie a call so we can raid the factory, but someone turns up at the door.
Oh, goodbye, Stuart.
The Doctor realises that the Nestines control plastic, so he and Liz head out to Madame Tussauds. The thing is, some of these statues are actually real, so you can see them barely move and faintly blink, though I'm guessing back in the day you probably couldn't tell, since the quality wouldn't be as good as it is now. It's like when they remaster some stories in Blu-ray and you can see the black drapes in the background. Fake Scobie, no, I can't keep calling them that. How about Phobie? Phobie heads out to Unit HQ and acquires the meteorite, completing the Nestine. It turns out that the statue in Madame Tussauds is not actually Phobie. He's real. Channing comes in and the plan begins. All of the Autons are sprung into action, ready to take their place. But they're not the only Autons that are ready. No windows were harmed in the making of this scene. The shops wouldn't let them, and the budget certainly wouldn't permit it. After overhearing the plan, the Doctor and Liz inform the brig, so he goes over Phobie's head and attacks the factory. Phobie arrives with his forces and is quickly defeated by the Doctor, reawakening Scobie. The Doctor confronts Channing, who opens the Nestine box, strangling the Doctor. Fortunately, though, Liz saves him, finally putting an end to the Auton invasion. Since the day is saved, the Doctor now wants to negotiate terms. Not money, but his clothes, the car... well, not the car. A laboratory and Liz Shaw's assistant. We end with one final question.
Oh, by the way, I've just realized. I don't even know your name.
Smith. Dr. John Smith.
This story is one that I really have no major complaints about. From beginning to end, it really is an incredible watch. Jon Pertwee immediately establishes himself as the Doctor. Having Unit and the TARDIS to connect him, I'd honestly say it wouldn't be completely necessary to help him. My only complaints are some weird cuts in episode 4, and sadly Liz Shaw. She's just a bit too wooden. I don't know whether it's Caroline John or the way that she's written, but she's just a bit too one-sided, too basic. Something that is present for the whole season that she's in. And also that, she's only in one season, her disappearance and replacement only being explained with a single line of dialogue, then brushed under the carpet. A scientific equal to the Doctor has so much potential. Zoe is one such good example. Liz is just absolutely wasted. Anyway, that's it for Spearhead from Space, an absolutely wonderful story. But in tomorrow's episode we'll be looking at its final, Planet of the Spiders. I'll see you then.